morning friends, cheers and welcome to another book haul. As you can see from the stack right behind me, and as you probably saw in the intro as well, I did some damage. I bought 15 books to add to my collection, and to be quite fair, I am so happy with all of them. Can't wait to read most of them as well. And yes, I just really want to share them with you guys, because what better way not only to add books to your collection but also to share them with your friends, and that's actually what I'm going to do today. So I've got quite a variety in genres. I've got a couple of classics. I have some non-fiction books as well this time, which I normally do not quite often buy actually. I've got some fantasy books, obviously some cozy fantasy. I even have like a thriller or horror, some children literature in here as well. And of course some new releases, because I can't really stay behind and also have to buy some new releases. So I got a couple of those in this tag as well. So I would suggest make yourself cozy and comfortable. Grab yourself a nice cup of tea or a cup of coffee. I'm drinking my coffee right now because it's just 9 o'clock in the morning, so I really need my coffee. And let's dive into this huge stack of books. And if you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Juliette. I'm here each Friday with a bookish or lifestyle videos. If you enjoy the type of content, then let's be friends and just hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified each week when I upload a new video. And further than that, do not forget to give this one a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, because that actually really helps me out. So if you would do that, then thank you so much. Anyhow, let's dive into the stack. I actually thought that we should start with one of the books that some of you might have seen already, because I filmed a 24-hour readathon challenge. I'll put the link somewhere up here and down below in case you want to see that one as well. It was like the first time of me doing a 24-hour challenge, and it was so much fun. But during that challenge I actually read one of the books that I also bought recently, and that was The Cat Who Saved the Library by Sosuke Natsukawa. I really hope I pronounced that right. And this book is not only absolutely stunning, like I really loved the cover, but this was such a joy to read. And I know it's a book haul, so I'm not supposed to give like a book review, but since I read this one already, I enjoyed this so much. It is like this ode to people who love literature and love to read and love books. And I loved the main character in the story, and I really enjoyed the cat, the talking cat in here as well, and their journey as they try to save all these books from the library, trying to save them from this very evil man who's trying to collect all these books. And it is a very funny story, very heartwarming. It has kind of like a bittersweet ending to it, and I just immensely enjoyed this one. But one of the reasons why I bought it is simply it has a cat on the cover, but also because I am intrigued by the Japanese literature. I've never read anything, and I was kind of like looking into it, and this one actually caught my eye. The synopsis sounded amazing, and I decided to give it a try. And I'm really happy I did it, because it was a 5-star read. Then, as some of you may know, because I talk about it quite a lot on my channel, and I even uploaded some of my Disneyland Paris vlogs as well, but I'm a huge Disney fan, and I love Star Wars. And when I attended Comic-Con, I think it was in May or June, I know it was in June, and I saw this book. Look at it. I saw this book. It is the Star Wars Heir to the Empire, and this is actually the first book in a trilogy, and this follows Luke, Han Solo and Leia after their last film. And I'm not talking about the last trilogy, like we're not talking about that, but I'm talking about episode 6. After episode 6, this is actually what you should read, because it kind of like continues their storyline and their adventures. And I love those three. I love those. They're like one of my all-time favorite characters. So I saw this. It was just €8.99, and I just had to have it. Like, I read Star Wars before, and I just really enjoyed it so much. Why not give this a try as well? And I'm really looking forward to read this. I think I might pick it up somewhere in the winter. But it is definitely, like, I love Star Wars, and the idea that I can read more about them, it just makes me really happy. I know there's a lot of literature, a lot of books and comics about Star Wars. I read a couple of comics. I really like the idea of giving this a try. And I might actually dive into the Star Wars world more after reading this as well. Then I have another book for you guys that is quite famous, and it's actually Hades and Persephone. Right now here in the Netherlands you see it quite a lot because it is also published in Dutch, and they have like these amazing, beautiful, stunning special editions. But I bought the first 3 in French because I kind of want to keep track of my French. So I also read French books here and then in between. And I don't know why, but I decided to buy this series in French. And this is actually book number 4. As far as I know, I'm not entirely sure, this is like the last book in the series. You also have like the series To Hades' Eyes. But I don't really think that I will read that, but I really enjoyed the first 3 books, and it is actually quite easy to read in French in like a different language as well. So yeah, I can't wait to see how this goes. I know that from the last book, Hades and Persephone were going to war, and I can't wait to see how that's going to play out in this one. So Touch of Chaos is in my collection as well, and I'm going to read it very soon because I'm really excited for this one. Then we come to a couple of my children collections that I bought, and let me get myself a sip of my coffee. I put it down. I'm really hoping I'm not going to accidentally throw it over. But as I said just before, I love practicing my French. I lived in France for a couple of months when I worked for Disneyland Paris. And since then I really have been trying to make sure that my French stays up to date and doesn't really sink away, because that kind of like happened when I started to move back home. So whenever I go and do my groceries in France, because yes, I do my groceries in France from time to time, I like to buy some children literature. I don't really know why. I like to read children literature, and somehow it makes it even more special and more fun to read in French. So I've got 2 more children books that I obviously bought in French. They're not French authors actually. I just want to practice my French, so I buy them in the French language. But this is actually a book about a mouse, I think it is. It is kind of like a detective. They're going on this voyage, on this little trip, and they're going to do some different adventures. And they're also going to try and save his sister, or at least one of the mouse is Tilbury, and they're going to save his sister. And it just sounded really cute, really fun, and I don't know why, it kind of like intrigued me. It seems easy to read. The original title is Moonflight, so I'm not entirely sure if you know this, but it's written by Jill Lewis, an English author. And another book I bought is Memoires de la Forêt. I already have the first book that I'm going to read actually for a readathon I'm doing this week. I'm not going to film that readathon, but it's like this readathon with a group of friends here in the Netherlands, and it's like a week readathon, and I'm going to read the first book in Memoires de la Forêt. And one of the reasons why I bought this, I don't know anything about the story, and I kind of didn't want to know what's going to happen in book 2. I bought it because of the pictures. I love the drawings. Like, look at this. It is so extremely stunning. As you can see, it's about a fox. And more than that, I don't really know. I just thought that the drawings were stunning and very pretty. And you have like 4 books in the series, and each book kind of like features a season, and the first book is placed out in summer, so that's the reason why I'm reading it well in August. And as you can see, this screams autumn, so I'm definitely going to pick this one up in autumn. Can't wait to read it. One of the special editions I bought is also written in French, but I've got so many different versions, not versions, but so many different editions from this book. It's Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. It's like one of my all-time favorites. I love this book so much, and one of the things that drew me in was, for starters, look at the cover. You see Elizabeth and Darcy together on the cover. They kind of resemble Elizabeth and Darcy from the 2005 movie, I think it is. And I don't know, it kind of like drew me in, and you have like Darcy on the back here as well. And one of the things that I was really stunned about is the drawings. There are so many drawings. Like, look at these edges. They're stunning. And if you take off the sleeve, like the sleeve on the inside, look at it. It's stunning, absolutely stunning. And then of course you have the same cover on the naked hardback, but then without colors, just simple plain drawings. And then inside of this book, and that is what I will show you right now, you have like these amazing drawings as well. Like on the edges of the cover you see Darcy and Elizabeth, you have them like without color, and at the end of the book you have them with color. And then you have like so many other drawings inside the book. It's just a very gorgeous book, and I really enjoy the drawings. I think they're very, very pretty. And I've read this book so many times. It's like one of my all-time favorites. So when I saw this, it was actually quite expensive. I think, well, not that expensive when you consider how much normally I pay for Dutch special editions or even English special editions. But this one was 25 euros, so it was not that expensive when consider the fact it's a special edition. But I just thought, I saw this, I needed it in my life, I needed it on my bookshelf. It's currently standing on one of the bookshelves in my bedroom, so I see it every day when I wake up and go to bed. And I think that's just a perfect place for this beauty to be. One of the classics that I bought, well, both the classics actually, I also showed you guys in my book shopping trip in Paris. Like, I loved book shopping in Paris. There were so many amazing bookshops. And we also visited a couple of English bookshops as well. There were a lot more than I thought there were. And we just had so much fun. And I actually bought the Canterbury Tales. I've never read this before, and I kind of want to give it a go. I don't know why, but I'm kind of intrigued by it. I don't even know where it's about, but I kind of just want to read as much as I can when it comes to old stuff, when it comes to classics. And it was something that really was on my mind, and I know some people really love it. Other people think it's very hard to read. So I'm definitely curious to see in which camp I'm going to be in. But I'm going to give this a go, hopefully somewhere, I think in 2026, because we just have a couple of months left and there are so many other books that I really need to read this year. So this will probably be postponed to 2026. I'm sorry guys, I got distracted. Sissi came and said hello. Hello. Hey? Yeah, she kind of wants to play, but mommy needs to film. As soon as I'm done, we'll play. Oh. Anyhow, my other classic that I bought was actually Aesop's Fables, and I really want to read this for a very long time already, and I saw this one. It was actually quite expensive. I think I paid 35 euros for this book. But look at the edition. It is so extremely beautiful. I loved the cover. I just think it is stunning. And then you have like this on the inside as well. It also has this very beautiful drawings inside, and I don't know why, but it just looked absolutely beautiful, and that is one of the reasons why in the end I decided to go for this one and buy it. Like, it's so cute. So I'm really happy that I got this one as well. Like, even though it was quite expensive, like 35 euros for a book is, I think, is quite expensive. But it is still very, very pretty as well. And then we actually come to one of the new releases that I bought. And the other ones I can't show you, but I'll put like 2 books right up here. As you can see, I bought Uncharmed by Lucy Jane Wood. I read Rewitched last year, and I can't wait to have this book in my hands. And I also bought Maid by Ailey Hazelwood. I really enjoyed the other one. I can't remember what it's called. But I really enjoyed the other book as well. It was about vampires and werewolves, and I really enjoy most of her literature actually that Ailey Hazelwood has written, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to buy Maid as well. So these are pre-ordered and will arrive a little bit later. But I also bought A Witch's Guide to Magic and Innkeeping. Like, I can't remember how long I've been waiting for this book to come out. Like, it's been postponed so many times. And I don't know much about it. All I know it's about a witch who also runs an inn, and there are probably going to be some things that are going to go wrong. She needs to do something. There's going to be magic involved. I really love the very secret society of regular witches. Like, it's like one of my all-time favorite books and perfect for autumn. I'm going to read it in autumn as well, and I don't know, the cover is stunning, and I'm just so happy that I finally have it in my hands, because I really enjoyed the first book, or I really enjoyed the other one, and I don't know, I'm kind of hoping that I'm going to enjoy this just as much. And then I finally got the Spellshop by Sarah Beth Durst. I read other books by Sarah Beth Durst before and I loved all of them actually that I read. I read the Queens of Rentia series, like that's amazing. And I really wanted to have this on my bookshelves as well and probably read this in autumn. The reason why I waited so long is because I wanted the little paperback and I had to wait before it was released. I also can't buy the sequel yet, which is a little bit sad, but at least we're going to start reading this. I can't read everything at the same time. And the cover again, stunning. It's cozy, it has witches, it has magic, it has a forest vibe. More than that, I don't want to know. You actually have a cat with wings. A cat with wings. Stop it. Like seriously. Can't wait to read this, and I'm just really happy to go back into the world created by Sarah Beth Durst. Like it's been a while since I read one of her books and I just always really enjoy her work and can't wait to see what she did with this one. And currently I'm really in the mood of cozy witchy books, so I think this is going to be perfect. And then to keep in the trend for cozy books, I also bought this one. And it is actually the Baby Dragon Café. And I don't know, it just sounded really cute. It is a romance story, it's kind of like a rom-com. And it is about Safira, who actually owns her own cafe. And in this cafe, customers are allowed to come there with the baby pet dragons. With the baby pet dragons, like seriously. And obviously, sometimes this goes wrong because dragons keep setting things on fire. So that's sounds quite logical. And then there's also Aiden, who has his problem with his little pet baby dragon because he doesn't really behave, and Safira decides to help him out, and they kind of start helping out each other, and obviously there's where the romance will start to blossom. I don't know, it just sounded fun, cute, kind of something that I would like to read during autumn. And the idea of baby dragons inside of a cafe just sounds something that I might enjoy, and I was intrigued. I really want to know what it's all about, and it just sounded so cute and magical that I want to read it. And then I also got myself The Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio. I've never read anything by him before, and I've heard quite of high praises for this one as well. It is a little bit of a horror where people are actually finding each other on the graveyard, and they find out that someone has freshly dug up someone else's grave and they're going to find out what's happened. That's kind of what the premise is for the story, and I don't know, I just think it sounds perfect for around Halloween. I do not read a lot of horror or creepy stories, but this sounded intriguing to me, and to be quite fair, I've had my eyes on this for quite a long time, and normally it's like 22 euros, but I actually bought this on sale for, I think it was like 6 or 7 euros. And I showed this to you guys in my book shopping video in my hometown city, so I'll put the link down below in case you want to see that as one as well. But I don't know, it sounds fun, it is very small as well, and I just think it's perfect for summer and autumn or in Halloween time. And I don't know, I used to read a lot of horror and creepy stories when I was a child, but somehow I kind of stopped doing that as an adult. And I kind of want to go back into it a little bit more. So if you actually have some recommendations, like The Haunting on Hill House, also on my list for this year. But if you have like something else that you're like, oh, but you like certain other books and you want something more creepy or a little bit horror vibes, then let me know in the comment section down below. Then we come to my last 3 books, and these are non-fiction. And one of the first books that I also showed you guys in my hometown book shopping video is actually The Magick from Cats, and this is written by Raka Moonsong, and this is about cats and how they have certain magical powers and how they could help you in your magic rituals. And I do some, well, not really magic, but I do like to read about witches, magic, Wicca and all that kind of stuff. And that's also one of the reasons why this book kind of intrigued me. I also always have cats and I love cats, so that definitely came as one of the reasons why this book intrigued me as well. And the cover is really, really cute. And I'm just really interested to see how my cat could help me out. And Sissi just discovered, I think, the candles, or no. she was like sniffing up in the air. So I'm like I turned on some scented candles, so she quite often smells that as well. But there's also something about the history of cats and how they helped the Egyptians and stuff like that. I know, it sounds really intriguing. I love reading about cats, so why not? Then something else I bought is Hygge for Home. And I'm not entirely sure what the official title is. Let me check. The Hygge Home. And this is written by Mike Viking. And I've been very intrigued by Hygge lately. I've been looking up a lot of things on Pinterest. And I found this online, a secondhand. And I bought this for, I think it was €5. It's in pretty good condition. And I'm actually really curious. I think I might pick it up very, very soon and just start reading it. It is also really about trying to make your home a happy place. And right now I'm definitely struggling with that. I'm also struggling mentally with a lot of other things. And this is also about how you can make sure that your home makes you happy and gives you like mental stability. And I don't know, that sounds intriguing to me because I'm kind of struggling with that currently, and I think I need more guidance and more help with that. And hopefully this will give me some insight, some tips that might help me out. Not entirely sure if it will, but I really enjoy the pictures that are inside, and I'm curious to see if this might help me in some kind of way. So we have that as well. And then another thing that I want to do as well to help me with my mental stability. I used to draw a lot, like all the time. And I've been stopping drawing for a couple of years now. I don't really know. I still draw from time to time, here and there, but not as much. Definitely not as much as I used to. And I picked this one up, 50 Ways to Draw Your Beautiful Ordinary Life. I actually saw this on a couple of other YouTubers that I follow on their videos, and one of them is actually Morgan Long. I really enjoy her videos, and she mentions this book quite a couple of times, and I can't remember who else, but someone else also has this, and someone on Instagram that I know, and really enjoyed this one too. And I don't know, this just has a lot of exercises as to kind of like learn how to draw ordinary things like socks, for example, and trinkets that you have standing around your house, and other things like tables, houses, and mugs and cups. I don't know, just I think doing some exercises with drawing might also help me a little bit, hopefully mentally. And I kind of really want to get back into drawing, but I am always a little bit afraid of it. I don't really know why. I always judge my drawing with all the drawings from other people, and we have like artists in our family, so when I draw I always am like, oh, they're not good enough. But this might help me even practice my drawing and maybe even get some a little bit better. At least that's what I'm hoping. We'll see how that goes. I'll let you guys know if you're interested at all. These are all the books I bought recently. And to be fair, I am really excited for all of them. I already gave them all home on my bookshelves during my bookshelf organization part 2, when I kind of like finished everything. And I promise you guys there will be a bookshelf tour very, very soon. But I was thinking of maybe doing like an autumn bookshelf tour, because I'm going to decorate for autumn very soon. So I don't think I'll do like a tour before that. I'll probably have like a lot of autumn decorations on my bookshelves, but I just thought it would be a little bit more fun that way as well. Yeah, I'm just really happy with all of the books, and a lot of books make me really, really excited to dive in as quickly as possible. Especially the Spellshop and the magical Innkeeping, something like that. But also the Star Wars one. Ah, I love Star Wars. Yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you want. But further than that, if you are still interested to watch more videos, I will definitely link a couple right after this clip, so you can choose some of them. I also have another book haul, which I'll put in the description box down below, but somewhere here up in the screen as well, in case you're interested. Because I actually filmed another book haul, I think in April or in March, where I kind of like showed you guys all the books I bought at the beginning of the year, which was a lot more than this actually. kind of embarrassing. But I'll put it up there as well in case you're interested. But further than that, I hope to see you guys next week. See you then. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.